UFC 226 is absolutely packed to the gills with fantastic matchups and big name fighters. Ordinarily, I do the top 3 fights that I think you should watch at each and every UFC event, but for this one, I think it's pretty damn evident. The main event between Stipe Miocic and Daniel DC Cormier, it's a super fight between the heavyweight champion and the light heavyweight champion respectively. Clearly, that's the best fight to watch this weekend. Number 2 is the co-main event between Max Blessed Holloway and Brian T-City Ortega, where Holloway is putting his featherweight 145-pound strap on the line. And number 3 is clearly the fight that happens right before that. It's a long sought after heavyweight tilt between Francis the Predator Ngannou and Derek the Black Beast Lewis. So instead of giving you my top 3 to watch this weekend, I'm going to give you the top 3 hidden gems that I think you should pay attention to at UFC 226, starting with number 3. While there are many worthy candidates for this spot, I've chosen Paul the Irish Dragon Felder versus Platinum Mike Perry. Felder took this fight on just 10 days short notice after Yancy Medeiros pulled out with a broken rib. In the Irish Dragon's last 3 Octagon appearances, he has collected 2 post-fight bonuses and 3 KO or TKO finishes. He has a showy striking style with a lot of well-roundedness in his overall attack. While this is his first appearance at 170 pounds, I'm very intrigued to see if perhaps he will shine even brighter while cutting less weight than he usually does for his lightweight fights. His opponent, Mike Perry, always puts on exciting fights, but he does have a very singular approach that a few guys have used against him. Perry is mostly in there to swang and bang, but showed a more intelligent approach in his last appearance against Max Griffin, even though he lost. And he displayed a cornucopia of heart in each of his UFC defeats. He has Mike Tyson-esque knockout power, so even when he is losing, he could change the complexion of a bout with a single right hand. Perry almost always makes it into the top 3 on these lists, coupled with Felder's welterweight debut makes this fight a can't-miss contest. Number 2, I debated who I wanted to put in this spot quite a bit. It was either Gokhan Saki versus Khalil Roundtree Jr. or Uriah Primetime Hall versus Paulo Borrachina Costa, but I ended up going with the middleweight tilt. Uriah Hall, if he decides he wants to be violent, is one of the most electrifying men in sports violence today. He has, in my mind, the most devastating knockout in the Ultimate Fighter's history. He went the distance with the current UFC middleweight champion Robert Whittaker, and he has a spinning back fist, a flying knee, then ground and pound TKO victory over the current Bellator middleweight champion Gegard the Dreamcatcher Mousasi. Nuff said, right? Paulo Borrachina is not only quite possibly the most handsome man in combat sports, but he is an extremely dangerous and powerful striker who has finished 100% of his professional MMA opponents. I think Costa is the potential title challenger, and the odds makers have this bout set at -360 to not see the judges. Gotta love both of those things. And number 1, this fight is clearly a hidden gem because the UFC put it way down on the UFC Fight Pass prelim portion. Lando Groovy Vannata versus Drakkar Klose. All that I should really have to say here is this: Vannata has competed in the Octagon 4 times, and the dude has the exact same number of post-fight bonuses. In his UFC debut, he gave Tony Ferguson all that he could handle in a fight that he took on short notice, and he was awarded a Fight of the Night for his efforts. Next, he knocked out John the Bull Makdessi with the silkiest, smoothest wheel kick you're ever going to see in mixed martial arts, where he got a performance bonus for that one. Then he had a Fight of the Night against the fundamentally sound David Tamer, and in his last appearance he had a heart-wrenching, butt-puckering, back-and-forth Fight of the Night battle against Bobby King Green. This kid has a background in wrestling which he always has waiting for him on the back burner, but he prefers to put his groovy striking techniques on display. He is always must watch. His opponent, Drakkar Klose, is basically a wild striker killer. He's already defeated a hyped prospect in Mark Diakiese with fundamentally sound forward pressure style of offense. He has only one loss, which was his last fight, a close decision to David Tamer, and although I don't have much to say about him, I'm super pumped to watch this fight because I want to see if Vannata's velvety style can get past the basic yet effective approach of Klose. Plus, win or lose, Vannata will likely be gunning for that extra 50K in this one. If I were truly doing a top 3 video for this entire fight card, giving the main event the number 1, co-main event number 2, and etc., this would be my number 4. If you appreciate my content or you agree with my list, please consider giving the video a thumbs up and subscribing as well. Below me here, I've listed 3 other videos from MMA Mania that are pertaining to UFC 226 that I think you might like as well. Until next time, guys, enjoy the fights. Namaste.